If you ask a Yuri fan what they hate most, you'll get a variety of answers, like Chinese censorships of gay kisses, or searching up Yuri on Google but the first result is yaoi. Even FFM being tagged next to Yuri, though for reasons I cannot talk about that last one. They'd all be valid, sure, but the most common and most hated thing would unequivocally be Yuri bait. Anime over the decades have had this tendency to really like making girls look, sound, and act pretty gay, yet not actually commit to any of it. Even at times completely throwing away any Yuri notions they themselves build up as if it didn't exist. From random lesbian side characters played as jokes, to constant gay teasing / imagery, and writers themselves just outright declaring, it's not Yuri. It happens so much I was able to make an entire tier list with just a portion of the examples out there. They all devastate Yuri fans. It feels like we got rug pulled, scammed, lied to, Yuri baited. And what this does to a Yuri fan is make them unable to accept any subtextual signs of Yuri in anything not explicitly deemed gay. If it's not tagged as Yuri, then it's cursed to fail. I partially cannot blame such Yuri fans, since a large offender comes from the slice of life genre, or more specifically, cute girls do cute things. When the primary cast of characters are comprised entirely of girls doing whatever the story wants them to do, like form a band, sure thing. Random school day comedies? Go ahead, a classic. Isekai? Daring, aren't we? A college student plus a bunch of little... Anyways, the genre is known for having a bunch of girls who are close to one another. With such close bonds, they can at times do or say things questionable, creating subtextual implications that just maybe it's possible for them to be gay. The subtext keeps showing up. The signs become clearer. Their very actions threaten to overflow into unabashed Yuri. And at the last step, nothing. No acknowledgement, no commitment, no more gay moments. It's just all ends. But what about my faith, my trust, my innocent belief in the subtext shown? No, this isn't the first time. This road, this frustration, this disappointment, it's all a game to these bloodsuckers. There was never any real Yuri. When has the subtext ever turned Yuri? So, when the anime Akebi Sailor Uniform debuted at the beginning of 2022, that's when I and many Yuri fans first learned the series existed. You'll be hard-pressed to find many Yuri fans following before that, as it's only denoted as a slice-of-life series, specifically of the cute girls do cute things variety. That's a dime in a dozen. It would not stand out to us, and fans that Akebi already had were there for its more, artistic representations? So, without much expectations, we watched it. And of course, it was just your typical... No. Like Hibiki Euphonium before it, it's probably all fabricated subtext, merely playing up the Yuri elements to rope in an audience. Current animes are doing that. I won't be fooled. In fact, I already know for certain if I just read the original material, since it will be clear that it... Akebi Sailor Uniform is a story about titular Komichi Akebi about to start junior high school. And she has but two simple goals. One is to make a bunch of friends, and the other is to wear the school's sailor uniform, just like her mom did many years ago. Akebi initially runs into a problem though when she learns her school has since replaced those sailor uniforms for blazers. But her determination is able to win over the headmaster, allowing her the sole exemption of wearing a sailor uniform, as much as she wants. That leaves the second goal, making as many friends as possible. And gosh does she make friends. She befriends Kojo after giving her a handkerchief for Kojo's steaming glasses. She befriends Toko after gossiping about other girls Akebi could befriend. She befriends Tanigawa after praising how pretty her legs are. She befriends Neko after calling her cool during archery. She befriends Lily after having an intense swimming race against her. And many, many more. But you're not here to see me talk about every friend Akebi made, since the most important one is her closest, best, and first friend, Akebi Erika. Back during the first day of school, Akebi arrived earlier than anybody else, or so she thought, but found a lone Erika in the classroom, clipping her, toenails and sniffing them, which was embarrassing, so Akebi also sniffed her toes in response, easing the awkwardness between them as they gradually started to get to know each other from then on. As said, Akebi would make many more friends, so Erika should have just been one of many, no more special than the rest. Yet, how they think of each other, talk about one another, seems just a bit different. At times we get to see Erika jealous of the attention Akebi now gives others over her, but in reverse feels happiness when Akebi does focus on her. And it's not like Akebi isn't thinking about Erika being the first friend she talks to and about the most, even wanting Erika to be the first person she invites to her home. A monumentous step since Akebi was the only student in her primary school, therefore has literally never interacted with or ever made a friend. Erika would be her first in many regards, so she's acts awkward, stares uncontrollably, fumbles her words, all while trying to muster the courage to invite Erika to her home. And when she does, Erika responds with the brightest smile, as they share a quiet moment together in glee for that promised day to come. And they don't simply just go to Akebi's home, deciding to first hang out around the lake nearby, bonding over, well, fishing, excited over catches, taking photos of each other, playing in the water, and just having the time of their life together. Once they had enough fun, they'd finally go to Akebi's home to clean off before sending Erika home, as they depart with a promise to call each other on first name basis. And with that day over, alone in her room, Akebi just flips through their photos together, while giggling ridiculously to herself. On her own. Whole chapters would just be like this, dedicated to the happiness between Erika and Akebi spent in the company of one another. And it's not like Akebi isn't happy about her other friends. She has moments with them too, but the bond between Erika and Akebi is shown to be just a bit more special. Like when the school's sports festival starts to come up, Erika learns Akebi will be doing a dance as part of the drama club. And since Erika can play the piano and violin, she starts to imagine being on stage with Akebi, watching her success and failures, with no one but each other to rely on and support. They would share in that shining moment together. She practiced tirelessly for that vision, and so on the day Akebi thought she'd stand alone on stage, Erika stood by her side, giving Akebi the courage to do her best, fully trusting in each other's performance and glimmering brighter than they ever could alone. It's undeniable they have a close bond, such that I think it's safe to say that with everything I've shown up to now, Akebi and Erika are good pals. Close friends? Besties? Look, with my Yuri-filled mind, I could call everything so far extremely gay. It'd be very easy to do so, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't be able to deny claims of just friendship either. Not without a fight, at least. Because up until now, none of that was subtext. Being jealous for each other? Going on a fishing date? Sharing in each other's radiance? That's blatant textual representations of their bond. No. Subtext is when Erika wordlessly stares at Akebi changing clothes from behind. Subtext is when Akebi wordlessly stares at Erika while her hair dries from behind. Subtext is when Akebi says the name of her classmates back to back, all in black and white panels. But when she gets to Erika's name, her name alone gets a fully colored page surrounded by cherry blossoms. Sakura's being the common symbolism used to represent beginnings, such as the beginning of a romantic relationship. Subtext is when Erika imagines Akebi dancing around her, the red ribbon leaving behind a trail surrounding them in its embrace, appearing again during the height of their performance on stage, flowing beyond the panels as Erika runs her finger across the piano, tracing the red trail flowing from Akebi, closely resembling the red thread of fate within Japanese mythology, symbolizing people fated to be together. Subtext makes me believe there's something more going on here, which is why it's almost laughable, really, that where the anime left off, right after the sports festival, is where Akebi and Erika's feelings for each other take center stage. Everything here is new territory, as with the end of the sports festival, summer break starts, meaning the only chance Akebi has to speak to Erika is if they call each other, something Akebi agonizes over while waiting for Erika to make the first move, unable to hear her voice for almost a week. And when she finally gets that call, her joy could not be any more apparent. And over the summer, plans are made along with two other friends as they finally are able to get a chance to meet up during a group outing to Tokyo. Something Erika has been especially looking forward to, letting it be known just how excited she is to be spending time with Akebi, before promptly being very embarrassed about sharing that so openly. And while it is a group of four, they all have fun, just a bit. Akebi and Erika are always framed just a little closer, often their little own world of enjoyment, at least. That's the impression I get following these two. Like in a group photo, Akebi and Erika would arm link with the others, but when just between them, their hands alone are interlocked. And I don't need to explain the subtext of this one, right? Anyways, it's during this trip we get a glimpse of just how Erika sees Akebi. She admires her. She has seen her friendliness, her athleticism, her beauty, her determination, and yearns for her happiness, her success, her brilliance, her everything. And it's by her side she gets to share in that radiance. Which is why, when a gust of wind blows suddenly, taking with it her uniform's ribbon, those exact qualities are what make Akebi the kind of girl who would jump off a bridge just for her, as she watches Akebi plummet into the river below, never to be seen again. No, I'm joking. Of course Akebi lived, happy to jump off a bridge if it meant returning Erika's ribbon, smiling the whole way through in fact. And while the others make light of what just happened, while the fall itself probably wasn't that dangerous, for Erika, it was as if her own life flashed before her eyes. Because compared to losing just some ribbon, the feeling of losing Akebi is far, far worse. Erika derails their group's plans from here. An unspoken silence envelops the group as they quietly drive by the affluent neighborhood that leads to Erika's home. As she rushes Akebi straight inside, past her maids, past her mom, right into the bathroom, so that Akebi can clean herself and get a dry set of clothes, all without a word. The sudden alone time gives Akebi a moment to reflect. Of the pain she felt seeing Erika cry, she never wants to cause Erika such sadness again. So after cleaning and dressing up, she confides in Erika's father for advice. However, he doesn't believe he can help, because he too has made Erika cry. In the past, Erika was really good at the piano and played for one purpose, so that he'd reward her efforts by spending more time with her, something he was all just too busy to fulfill, leading Erika to quit piano altogether. So, he and Akebi are in the same boat in some regards, at least. until Akebi reveals Erika played the piano recently at the sports festival. And a realization dawns on him. Erika has found a new purpose to play the piano. That difference between him and Akebi is that she's there by Erika's side. Something Erika makes clear to both of them after barging into their conversation. She makes her feelings regarding piano and Akebi known, and they make a promise once again to perform together during the upcoming school's cultural festival, for their family, for everyone else, and themselves. Erika's feelings at this point are quite a lot more apparent than Akebi's, be it just her dots or how vocal she is about it. Like, after the culture festival promise, they go for a dip in Erika's pool where they do all this. Oh gosh, do I need a nickel for every time large bodies of water in Yuri had a symbolistic relationship? You'd be surprised how much of a small fortune I get for that. But this is where a problem arises. Things can't stay subtext forever. Everything I've shown happened over the course of 7 tankobon volumes. If someone read it for Yuri, it's both not the focus and also quite the slow burn. Issues some people already have with actual Yuri works out there. But don't get me wrong, we are getting a continuous progression of their feelings, Erika's being the most developed so far. It's just, we're getting closer to a certain point. The point of subtext purgatory. It has happened, for example, in some animes. There will be subtext. Characters will get very close, do/say something boundary pushing, like confessing or kissing. And after all that relationship progress, the last step is to be gay. Or just to never acknowledge anything, keeping it in subtext purgatory. To have meaning, yet no purpose. Akebi sailor uniform would at this point of the narrative be at step 2. So moving forward from here, things are about to get a lot more gay. Returning to school after summer break, we're introduced to the drama club president, Chirashi Hoko. This little girl will help direct Akebi's and Erika's performance at the culture festival. In fact, Chirashi takes the liberty of changing the script just a bit, making it so that Erika isn't just the piano player like last time, but a hidden actor who by the end confesses her feelings to Akebi, which Akebi too must return. The problem being, Akebi has never been in love, the romantic kind, and so her performance sounds unconvincing. An issue sheltered girl Erika especially doesn't have. Nonetheless, Akebi sets out to understand love, doing it the only way she knows how, straight up asking people if they've been in love. Though most say no, and even if they have, they don't elaborate. Such that Akebi hasn't learned anything about love. All she does know is what she already assumes, that love is a feeling held towards someone of the opposite sex? Well, ain't that a very heteronormative conclusion, which I guess I can't hold against Akebi when the only romantic love she has probably ever seen in her life is between her mother and father. But it's okay. The students around her can help fight against that notion as they gossip about Akebi's persistent love questionings, that Akebi must be doing it because she's in love right now. And if that's the case, towards who? Well, a girl in love at a school with only girls, as the most popular girl at that, and surrounded by many of them, there is but only one possibility. She's in love with one of their male teachers. Because of course that's the only one and only conclusion. It doesn't matter if he's an adult. It doesn't matter if he's their teacher. Because he's a guy of the opposite sex, that's just how society defaults love to be for a girl. Such heteronormativity is just as much as our reality as it is for the characters in this series. That's normal love to them, to Akebi. And if you want to break that status quo, you'll need something that falls outside that standard. Or In this case, someone like Nawashiro. She is a character seen from time to time, just another classmate slash friend, but one fact we do know about her is the affection she has towards Washiro, and such a person tells Akebi of her experience with love. How she dated a boy 1 year ago, even got to the point of kissing him, but he never really liked Nawashiro because she was taller than him, only seeing the relationship as a status symbol, something she broke up with him for. He was scum, so she shouldn't have taken what he said to heart, but it still hurt to hear him disparage her for her height, something she can't even control. But it was that very thing that led Washio, a girl even taller than her, to notice her. Unlike Nawashiro's trashy ex-boyfriend, Washio uplifts her, finding her height a wonderful quality. And from then on, they became close, sharing the same room, even sitting next to each other in the same class. Yet, when it came to Washio's passion, volleyball, Nawashiro can only admire the heights of her capabilities, because when compared to Washio, she'll never be that strong or good at volleyball, nor athletically capable enough to stand by her side. So, she has given up. And if Akebi understood anything from all she has said, then let it be known that the request she's about to make was with a heavy heart. To ask Akebi to join the volleyball team, to use her athleticism to support Washio where she cannot. Akebi listened to it all, her story, her plead, and instead of answering, just asked one question. Do you love her? That is something Nawashiro can neither deny nor affirm, because while she likes Washio, whether her feelings rise to the level of love, she doesn't know. The series isn't afraid to have lesbian characters in its story. Heck, it's not even afraid to show you two girls kissing either. Nawashiro is just the first to prove as much. But her conclusion rubs Akebi the wrong way. That she would accept being too weak to support Washiro. If the love she told Akebi meant anything, if Nawashiro truly likes Washio, then she should do all she can for those feelings, even when their physical capabilities differ. Even when she'd rather give up, Akebi reminds her of the place she's working so hard for, by whose side she puts all that effort to stand by, and to not lose sight of it. If Akebi can feel that strongly about Nawashiro committing to her love towards Washio, it'd be downright hypocritical if Akebi doesn't do the same. So, when she sees Erika off for a stroll, Akebi proactively asks to join her, making it clear she wants Erika to also actively seek out being with her, so that they can enjoy quiet time together, taking in the scenery and moment, because they might not always be able to do so. Especially after Erika reveals that their culture festival with Florence might determine if she stays in the area for high school or not. In other words, if Akebi can't convey her love, Erika might one day leave. This possibility brings complicated feelings to Akebi. Their play together is no longer just an event, it has stakes now, and Erika is on the line. But her role isn't one she can just study to understand, to simply read a book and see how she is in love with Erika. If Akebi wants to guarantee the performance is convincing, then she'll do it. For Erika, Akebi will fall in love with her for real. It's at this point a few years ago, on March 27, 2022, the Akebi anime finished airing, and intrigued Yuri fans like myself read the manga up to the point I just discussed. Everything I've shown was known to anyone reading at the time, and from it, I think we can all come to the same conclusion, right? Is Akebi a romance? Which is definitely no. The answer to your question is no and no. And okay, to be fair, it is a slice of life first. Despite all I've shown, Akebi and Erika's relationship ain't even the focus of half the time. I can agree it's not a romance. After all, Yuri doesn't have to be a romance. We can agree on the Yuri part though, right? At the moment, nothing is confirmed. Right now, Akebi is still learning about love and what it means to her. It's what I call Subtext Plus. Nothing confirmed, but that... I mean, yes, it's also true. It's not like Akebi and Erika are dating, but Akebi clearly states that she'll fall in love with Erika. The subtext has built up to this point, and now we stand on the dawn of Erika's and Akebi's love story. Has all of this not been Yuri from the very start? Is Akebi bait? I see it brought up as Yuri, but all I see is subtext, and it's just not what I'm looking for. But no, it's not bait. No, someone please say no. It's getting pretty gay. It's almost explicit. It doesn't say it, but you really can't deny it. Yes, that. Okay. I might put it off until something's more officially said. It's not enough to convince them. Rejection is just the reality towards subtext, as most Yuri fans do not like subtext because they don't consider subtext to be Yuri. Large parts of the Yuri community see subtext fundamentally separate from Yuri, like it's some lesser, incomplete form of Yuri. You can show all the gay symbolism you like. Later, girls can even have feelings, confess them, and kiss, but it won't be enough to accept subtext, often being lumped together with Yuri bait. And Yuri bait is a whole other can of worms we're not gonna get into. But as someone part of that Yuri community, I want to make it clear, I'm not here to tear anyone down. I'm not here to say you should accept subtext as Yuri while you're not allowed to call it Yuri bait or anything else, because I want to believe that such people that reject subtext are doing it out of a sincere love for Yuri. So much overflowing love for Yuri that they want to see it unfiltered, unmuted in its full glory, which makes them all the more upset and disappointed when they see subtext, because it's like a cop-out from committing to a queer relationship as something too afraid to be Yuri. And I cannot speak for the many series which has Yuri subtext yet never went beyond. The stigmas they cultivated will live on. Yet Akebi Sailor uniform will not be like them. No, in fact, the series was never like them. What started as subtext between Akebi and Erika has consistently been taking shape into a more blossoming love towards one another. It's part of the beauty of subtext, the gradual signs and emotions and attractions over the course of a story that goes unsaid but can be visibly observed and interpreted. And when enough subtext is shown, when it's simply not needed anymore, that's when it has to cut off its own escape, to leave no room for doubt that it is Yuri. With the change of seasons, new beginnings emerge, and Akebi is ever the talk of the school, with one particular difference that's quite noticeable. Akebi has donned an all-black sailor uniform. It's not much, but compared to her shining radiance before, it heralds change to come. And Akebi was not the only one, because with the same intentions in mind, Erika strolls in with a more formal-looking professional attire. Pants, belt, shirt, and all. Erika and Akebi come face to face with each other's determination, and Erika asks to be referred to without or honorifics, a declaration of intimacy, which Akebi will reserve doing for when they're alone. So they go to the school's music room, and in the privacy of that space, Erika plays the music for the performance, an entirely original composition based on her emotions and thoughts that make up Akebi, a musical piece embodying Akebi herself. But Erika doesn't believe her one-sided views are enough. It's only if Akebi joins her in the process, shares all her pains and happiness, can the piano piece be complete. She wants to know a side of Akebi no one else does, a feeling that goes both ways. If their views are mutual in that regard, all that's left is to show it.
好き、好き、特別な好き。何？心の中で好きってつぶやいていた。小道、 真面目だね。でもここは私の部屋だよ。誰もいない。直接言ってほしい。ごめん、せかしちゃった。でも待てない。私には時間がない。私が小道と触れ合える距離でいられるのは今だけだから。私はエリカのことが好き。
Wait, stop. It's not actually her true feelings. The entire scene was just a video practicing for the sake of their performance. Even the other students were amazed at how real the scene felt. But in the end, it's all staged. The scene is fake, our feelings are fake. Nothing seriously actually happened.
嘘じゃないよ。演技じゃない。ずっと一緒にいたいって思ってる。エリカと。
Oh my god. I get it.
Here's the entire Akebi-chan Sailor Uniform chapters. OMG, it's happening. It wasn't fake? We finally got confirmation. That is gay. Subtext. Yeah, I don't think this can be called subtext anymore. It's just text now. Are you sure this is not Yuri? They're gay. It's so gay. It's about time too. Peak fiction. So, is it finally time to change subtext to Yuri? Subtext turning into overtext! OP, please read the new rule regarding posting non-Yuri material. Because that no longer applies to this! Let's go! Because I mean, like, come on! Akebi has done it. She essentially came out to everyone in class and there was no going back. It was irrevocably gay. Everyone thought that. It was undeniable now that the series was Yuri in our eyes. And it was reflected not just in how the community was spreading that message, but in the places you can read it as well. In Dynasty Scans, for example, a well-known Yuri website, Akebi Sailor Uniform was always put as just subtext. Well, not after that chapter, it was replaced with the glorious Yuri tag. And on Manga decks, there was no such subtext tag to begin with. But after that chapter, it gained the girls' love status. Akebi Sailor Uniform has earned that label, something we have given the series with far less sapphic energy just because it's labeled as Yuri. Just cutting in. Not hating on GG well played, by the way. I enjoyed, even if I've never touched a fighting game in my life. Anyways, as I was saying, Akebi had to show time and again just how gay the series was, and it took 71 chapters for people to come to accept that. And as a fan who thought it was Yuri even before, I don't know if I can fully express how amazing it felt to read that chapter the day it released, how monumental and gratifying it felt to see Akebi make clear her feelings, since everything before chapter 70, every hint, every sign, every moment they shared, I read between the lines, I interpreted the scenes, I made theories of the symbolisms, and all of that is strengths due to subtextual storytelling. And when it continued to pay off, when Akebi laid her emotions bare, it was finally subtext Yuri done right. One that leads to an end goal, one not afraid to be Yuri. And at that moment, Akebi won over so many people to check out the series, to give this cult subtext Yuri a chance, and join in on the things I love. But there was a reason why people were so hesitant to call it Yuri for so long. And even after this, the stigma of being a slice of life, of not being within the Yuri genre, hangs over us. The stranglehold of subtext terrifies people so much they can only appreciate the Yuri with trepidation, feeling deep down it'll not last. Some even worry Akebi is lying, acting so convincingly to fool everyone, herself and even us reading. that they're only doing it for the performance, and once it's over, so is any reason for these romantic implications. Some Yuri fans are so jaded by experience, so used to disappointment, that even if they don't disbelieve the Yuri, they fear it. And I don't know what else I can say. What else more anyone can do? What left they could see that can help, that can inspire hope in them to set aside their doubts, their anxieties, that just this time, it might just be different.
つまらないこと言わないでよ。それでも答えが欲しい。他人を納得させるにはどうしたらいい？君たちの思いは強さだよ。まだ足りないんだ。いいとこ薄きとはちょっと違う。これからの関係を変えてしまう告白。相手を仕留めるような決死の思いが足りない。ルールがあろうと見たくて仕方がないエリカ君の思いが変えるんじゃない。もっと足りない。そんなことない。足りないなんてそんなものみたいな言い方やめて。エリカがいるのにエリカから手紙をもらったんだもん。デートしようって書いてあったんだもん。よろしくお願いしますって今日返事したんだもん。エリカのあの手紙が今日私がどんな気持ちで朝学校まで歩いてきたか、お昼休み一緒にどこ行こうか計画を立てようって話してたのに、こんなことになっちゃって、どんなに悲しいか。何も知らないのにそれが足りないなんてバカにしないで。そこまで強く思うなら折れるな。ふざけるのよ。エリカを束縛したいんだろ。ずっと一緒にいたいんだろ。脚本通りキスをしてさようならするのが嫌だったんだろ。ちゃんと出てるよ全部。エリカ気づけた。デートしよう。だって本番だもん。明日は一緒にお出かけしよう。デートして最後チューしよう。
Let me make it clear why I showed that scene. It wasn't because of the promised date or the promised kiss. It was for the subtext. One is Akebi's and Erika's cultural festival play. Their whole reason for all the relationship progress we've seen, the performance was rejected. And so, they can stop. They don't have to try so hard anymore. They don't have to genuinely fall in love anymore. They don't have to go on a date anymore. They don't have to kiss anymore. They don't have to lie to us anymore. They have nothing forcing them to continue this illusion. There's still a way out of this Yuri hole they've dug, a degree of deniability to claim, to just say their feelings were all an act, to walk freely the paper path of no commitment many series have done before. But that's where the second meaning of this scene comes in, as a meta commentary towards the audience itself, where Akebi directly complains to the readers for ever doubting her feelings for Erika. Because even without an audience, without a stage, without a camera, without a script, Akebi wants to be with Erika. So, if you're fine with a slow-paced, non-romance focused Yuri, where 75% of the series focuses on the slice of life, non-gay aspects, consider reading Akebi Sailor Uniform yourself. as it has far more to offer than what I've talked about. Though I do have to warn you, however, that the series can be at times quite uncomfortable to look at. It elicits a certain gaze. So long as that's not a deal breaker, I hope you'll join the many of us Yuri fans following along Akebi's journey, as I can't even begin to imagine what Akebi and Erika's date will look like. At least, that's what I would have said a few months ago, especially considering this is how the Volume 15 cover art looks. But I took so long making this video, the wait is already over. Oh, you're still here. Let me say more personally thanks for watching up to this point, and while statistically people are supposed to ask you to subscribe near the beginning of the video, by principle I only allow myself to ask at the very end, because hopefully that means it's been worth your time to get this far. Especially for a video of this length, as it's been an idea brewing since the beginning of these Yuri videos. Can't say I did a particularly good job though. I got no video editing training. I'm learning as I go. I even dabbled into a bit of art redrawing to make scenes look cleaner, though it's very rough in many ways. Also, I usually have like a Yuri meme to end the video, but instead let me offer you a little fun story. There's a scene back in chapter 69 where Erika says this: "I would like you to join me." Well, the original Japanese of it read as "Watashi ni sugiatte hoshii," which can be read as wanting to go out with someone, which is a common play with words sound like asking them out on a date when it's not. The author definitely did that intentionally, and the joke was not lost on the Japanese audience, as they even had fun with it, changing it to "Watashi to sugiatte hoshii" to actually convey going out, or even "Watashi to kekkon shite hoshii" to make Erika ask Akebi to marry her. And even more ridiculously, "Watashi, anata no kodomo ga hoshii." Here's what Google Translate says. Anyways, that's all I really had to share. Have a good day, I guess. Good night.